Mystic Dungeon by PUNKWEIGHTINTRO is a first-person dungeon crawler for Pico 8. Let's give it a look. Welcome to Pico Playtime, the video series where I play through some cool Pico 8 games to show to lovely people. Today's game is called Mystic Dungeon and it's by the developer called PUNKWEIGHTINTRO, also known over on Itch as Reese02. Go and check them out. Anyway, let's load the game up because I think it's something that's worth showing you. It's that time of the video, it's the title screen. Nice title screen. This game features enormous sprites, as you can see there, with Mystic Dungeon's logo. And there's a lot of very clever use of Pico 8's shape functions to create huge characters for this first-person dungeon crawler. Let's read a little bit of the description before we get into the game. This is the small roguelike inspired by the Shin Megami Tensei games. Can't say I've ever played them. However, I have played a few dungeon crawls in my time. Legend of Grimrock, anyone? Sword of Vermilion, anyone? What was the other one? Shining in the Darkness on the Mega Drive. Good games. Anyway, let's get into this one. So, when we play a new game, we can make a choice between 4 different classes. I love it when there's classes in games like this. We've got the Battle Mage, which kind of looks overpowered. The Mage, may pick that. The Fighter, is good at fighting, good at punching, good class. And the Knight, I haven't tried the Knight yet. I'll tell you what, let's try the Knight. So we've got 55 HP, 35 MP, but only 11 power. I think the power must be like the damage you do in combat because the Fighter could one-shot most enemies up to a certain point. Anyway, let's try the Knight. So, when we get into the game, we are in a very kind of roughly rendered 3D dungeon. We can press X to bring the map up, and this helps the game make a little bit more sense. I had a very hard time with this game before I had a look at the map. You'll need to use the map. So we are the yellow dot over on the screen there. We can turn left and right, turning 90 degrees to explore this 3D dungeon. Eventually, we will encounter enemies like this little guy here. Now, this rather cool little skeleton enemy is mostly created, in fact entirely created as far as I can tell, from Pico 8's shapes. So Pico 8 has got a circle function and a rectangle function, and yeah, if you're very clever at using them, you can create some huge characters for Pico 8. Like this. Most Pico 8 games use sprites, so you end up with much smaller graphics in Pico 8 games. This gives the game a really different look, this kind of way of doing things, and it's rather stylish as well. Anyway, let's punch some of our enemies. Let's give them a taste of our medicine. So we can strike, that's just like a hit, doesn't cost any magic points, but we've got much more fun spells like freeze, flame and rock. Let's try flame first. That didn't do a lot of damage. That's kind of disappointing. Okay, I'll try rock. Much better. Although we are running rather low on mana already. Okay, enemy defeated. I think there's a certain amount of randomness in the way some of the attacks work because often you can one-shot enemies, but I wasn't doing so well there, was I? So, the red crosses, they increase our maximum health. That's very important, otherwise you will die, because on the lower levels the enemies do a lot of damage, and there is a kind of creeping loss of health as you advance through the dungeon, which you can probably see already. As we walk around we recover magic points, which is good, because we're in yet another fight. Another skeleton has reared its ugly little head. Let's try striking them this time, save a bit of mana. So I did -5 damage that time. I think the game might benefit from a little bit more kind of feedback in combat, or maybe just some bigger displays for how much damage you're doing. It's easy to miss the damage indicators. That might help. Once you oh, we've got a, I don't know what this is meant to be, like a weird oozing slime monster, possibly. It's got a cheeky little smile though, so it looks kind of charming. Anyway, let's try freezing it. I'm not sure what the different attacks do. I've had a read of the description. I don't think it mentions the different spells. No, I can't see it. I think there is some kind of damage typing going on in this. You'd have thought freeze would be good against the slime enemy. Not sure. Anyway, we march ever onwards. So, our objective in each level is randomly generated, by the way. Our objective is to get to the ladder. It's a roguelike. It's all about descending the dungeon. And there is the ladder. Like I say, it is quite tricky at first until you get your bearings with the 3D dungeon. The rendering of the dungeon is very simple. Very evocative, actually, of these kind of 8-bit dungeon crawling games. We've got a ghost. We've got quite a bit of mana now as well, so let's try throwing a rock at the ghost. Don't imagine that's going to work, but let's try it anyway. No, I didn't do very well that. You can see these ghosts, a little bit more HP now. We're quite lucky on that last level that we got 2 health upgrades. So you can see I'm down in the bottom left corner. The blue orb is a mana up, I believe, or MP up. Yes, I'm just checking the description here. I think it's a really nice description to this game. So we want to get that because we want to cast more spells. Yeah, there we go, MP up. And the 2 red crosses, of course, upgrade our health. So, wow, I haven't seen this guy before. Is this like a cultist? It's kind of evil with those glowing yellow eyes. Let's set him on fire. Nice, lots of damage that time. Let's punch him a couple times. There we go. Sent that cultist packing. So yeah, you often move through the dungeon, checking which way you're facing with the map. That's the best way to get through, I've found. This game plays really nicely on keyboard, by the way. Normally I'm using a controller, but I thought today I'd try a keyboard. It works. There's another slime monster. I think freeze worked quite well against this. Let's try flame. It's a more powerful spell. Slightly better. Not bad. You can see over in the top right corner as well how many points we've got. The scoring in the game is pretty simple. It's just a case of finding or accruing points. The furthest I've got is floor 3, I think. Things do start to get quite difficult the further down you get. That's why it's important to pick up these upgrades. Oh, we've got a snake. I do like the snake. Look at its cheeky little face. Anyway, it is a nice looking snake, but we're going to throw a rock at it anyway. Nice. One shot. Oh, we've got a yellow upgrade there near the stairs. That upgrades our power, so we can do more damage. But first, we must get more health. Oh, it's another snake. I think there's definitely some damage types going on here, because rock has one-shotted these snakes. I can't imagine they're that weak. Oh, we're back at full MP as well. What the game could do with having, I think, is just some rendering of things in the distance, because you literally can't see items until you're in front of them. That does make navigation quite tricky. Another confusing thing I've noticed is when you press back, or down rather, it turns you 180 degrees. Normally in games like this you would just walk backwards. Not sure why that's not in, it's a bit of a strange decision. Anyway, we've got a power up, and we've also got a skeleton to fight with our newly, slightly more powerful attack. Let's throw a rock, that seems like a pretty good spell. Yeah, a rock seems like a pretty good spell. One shot in those snakes. That skeleton didn't take too much. Power up, nice, and we've got the exit, but I want more mana. So I'm going to go for more mana. Oh, we've got a zombie maybe? Got big ears. A big-eared zombie. Fire? I'm going to set it on fire. Fire's rubbish. Fire doesn't do any damage. Let's try freeze. Wow, freeze was good. Okay, so zombies don't like being frozen. again, freeze. Yeah. So, those guys really don't get much damage from strike. So there's definitely an element of learning the damage types in this. Doing okay for MP, but oh dear, we've not got much mana left. Oh, we're nearly dead. Oh, I'm not sure if we're going to make it. However, 250 points, that's the most I've got so far. I think this is it. It all comes down to freeze and some luck. Sometimes enemies will miss. Doesn't look good for me though, does it? Sadness. Nice transition there at the end. Again, more circles used. Lots of circ fills in this game. You died. Too bad. 250 points, floor 3. I haven't got past floor 3 yet, which is a little bit sad about. So, things I haven't mentioned. The music. There's some very nice music in this game. Gives it a kind of very 8-bit kind of feel. Very cool music. I love the title screen. I like the different classes. The little icons as well for each class. Nice touch. Let's try the fighter, because the fighter's really good. I'm guessing the fighter probably has the most powerful strike ability. Yeah, the fighter's strike is really powerful. The little rainbow icon down there, that's a random upgrade. So let's get that. We'll get the mana first. Oh, hello. It's the ooze monster again. Oh, I went past it. Okay, so I need to kind of go down here. Oh, it's a ghost. Punch the ghost. Not doing as well this time. Debuff. Don't entirely know what that does. I'm sure it's good. Am I going to die on the first level? No. I'm okay. Yeah, it is a very kind of simple game. It could do with some more little tweaks and things like just like a transition when you go between levels would be nice. It is a little bit confusing at first. The game doesn't give you enough feedback at the moment, but I do like the dungeon crawling. It's nice to see a game like this on Pico 8. I don't think I've played a game like this on Pico 8 in fact. So there you go. We've got a new entry. Power up. Nice. Oh, but I think we might be dead again. Yeah. It's a roguelike. Some runs are going to be better than others. There's a lot of randomness in this game. That wasn't as good, was it? Anyway, if you'd like to try this game out, you can go to the itch page. It's also on Splore. That's how I'm playing it today. I would say go and follow PUNKWEIGHTINTRO, but I can't find any of their socials. So follow them on itch, I suppose. They've posted a couple of other games. 3 other games. I think they're Pico 8 games. Yes, they are Pico 8 games, and they too are in this dungeon crawling style. Perhaps we'll see more Pico Playtime videos from this, because I do like dungeon crawlers. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. Sorry it was a little bit late coming out today. Been a bit busy. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again very soon.